Hello? Yeah, if, I mean, fine. Just put it somewhere like here, because my medication makes not enough. That's Hello? Everyone can hear me? Yes? Um, I'm exhausted, and I'm sure you guys are too, so I'll try and keep this brief. But before we leave this room and return to our inboxes, our pipelines, our quarterly targets, or this or that, I would like you to sit with one fact for one moment. The air outside this building, the air children breathe every day on their way to school, the air we breathe, takes more than 1.7 million Indian lives every year and removes about $100 billion from the economy. That's not a forecast. That's not a model output. That's happening today. And we've been networking over coffee. Think about that for a second, right? I came here today to invite all of us to partner together. I think there's been a lot of conversations and discussions around collaboration and partnership and this and that, and I'm yet to see anything tangible. If anybody wants to dispute that, please let me know. And I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying, yes, these are hard decisions to make on how we interact, how we sort of engage in this space. I'm leading with something more to say. This is no longer just an invitation, it's a call. It's a call to end this, not to manage it, not to mitigate it, to end it in our lifetimes. We're the first generation, the only generation, with every tool required to do that. And for the first time, with the financial architecture, we can make it bankable and returns can be generated. For years, we've dressed this crisis up in the language of sustainability and ESG and compliance and blah, 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 blah. It's a vocabulary designed to help us feel responsible without feeling the urgency. Drop it. Drop the costume. Because it doesn't serve us and it doesn't recognize the seriousness of the issue. The planet's on fire. We have 24 years. Just think about that. How many petty squabbles did we get involved in over silos and this and that and deals, and when, if we came together, think about how much more good we could do if we actually spoke to each other and agreed, got to know each other. Like, we don't have to be friends to collaborate. But if we don't do this, then we're going to lose. Guaranteed. We can't wait for someone else to do it. Everyone in this room can, in some way, shape, or form, be involved. Now, let me show you an invoice that we've all agreed not to look at and we ignore every year. Here's what normal looks like, right, in the Indian pollution thing. $95 billion a year, what air pollution costs India. 9% of GDP. Jesus. 1.5 to 2 million premature deaths, 10% lower agricultural output, and 15% less power. So we're not debating whether India has the money, we're debating how much longer we keep paying for not acting, because we're paying regardless. Here's the part that should move every one of us. The most reckless leverage transaction in human history is the one we've been quietly executing, borrowing a livable planet from children and generations who cannot vote, cannot be here, and cannot refuse the terms, and don't have a voice. That's a crime. We've been mortgaging their air, their water, their coastlines, their harvests, their planet, and handing them a repayment schedule. Who gave us the right to do that? This is a transaction no honest or ethical counterparty would ever sign. So let's be the generation that tears it up and starts again. Okay. Close quickly. Here's the good news. The Indian climate ecosystem is converging. Innovation, capital, policy, ambition, no longer operating in isolation. Procurement signals are sharpening, BRSR core is coming, carbon market framework is no longer hypothetical. But convergence is not automatic, and it's not finished. The single greatest enemy of speed in this country is the silo. It's the investor who wants to wait for someone else to de-risk. The ministry that publishes the policy, but not a procurement calendar. The founder who builds a brilliant solution, but no standardized contract. The philanthropist, the manufacturer, the city, anybody waiting for someone else to do the job. The architecture to break this exists. We call it the 4P model, public, private, philanthropy, and people, which we have the institutional scaffolding to operationalize it. I'll speak more about that on another event, but you know, each of these roles has a role and sets the standards. Last thing I'd like to say, if you don't mind bearing with me, okay? Here's the truth that makes all this possible. Pollution, climate doesn't check passports, carbon doesn't respect borders, balance sheets, or net worth. The wealthiest can buy a better air conditioner, can't avoid climate change. We're all in the same boat here. We act like we're not. We act on our own without any consideration for what others are doing. And we hope that, hey, maybe by luck, we'll get to a solution. Not going to happen. We are lined up on the same side of one fight, all of humanity, for the first time ever. No opposing army of people. Only adversity is our own inertia and our own unwillingness. Right? We can defeat inertia by deciding to and make the right choices going forward. Ow. Every person in this room can make a difference. And every person in this room has a choice to help or to hinder. Neutrality is hindrance in a lazy form, basically. I'll not ask us to leave with only inspiration. I'll leave you with one concrete request that I'm asking for today. After you leave this forum, declare your emissions reduction plan and your targeted levels by 2030, and do it publicly. Put your money where your mouth is. Drive your businesses to meet them. The more we delay, the more likely our businesses are to be overtaken before we begin to move. I'm asking you to take an infrastructure yield view of an asset class that, for the first time, we can underwrite to our own underwriting standards. Fear of the unknown can paralyze us, but understand this, we face the unknown either way. Either we make a move, or we wait for the inevitable to happen. Right? Make the choice. Put everything you have behind it. Join us. Capital with a conscience. Collaboration over short-term extraction. The only question that matters, and I would love for each one of you to think about this and answer it, is when the moment came, when you had the capital, the resources, the seats, the influence, the warnings, and the mechanism, what did you do? Let the answer be the proudest answer our generations to come can ever give about their ancestors. And with that, I will close up and say thank you for attending, and hope I've given you something to think about. Thank you.